Thank you. Well, I will do one more story. And the funny thing about this story is that I know that there are people in the audience tonight who actually know this person. And there are actually people in the audience tonight who were there the day this happened and actually probably don't know it. And so now we tell all. And this story I put as the end here because it doesn't really fit into the whole scheme of things, but another sad but true story about SherryNetherland. And this story is called, I Have a Friend Who Likes to Cook. I have a friend who likes to cook. Loves to cook. She's a foodie. She was a foodie back when it was called a gourmet. Cookbooks fill an entire wall of her house. She has a cookbook just for squash. She TiVos all the cooking shows. The day she met Rachel Ray sent her into paroxysms of joy. She owns every gadget and every cooking tool that has ever been invented, including 3, count them, 3 food processors. She even has an antique apple peeler that has been in her family for generations, which bears an uncomfortable resemblance to the torture devices used to publish heretics in the 14th century. She makes everything from scratch, even things that normal people buy in a store like breadcrumbs and mayonnaise. She can prepare from memory at least 4 different ethnic dishes native to any country on the planet. And presentation. Her dishes look exactly like the pictures in the cookbooks. If the picture has a sprig of something that looks exactly like a dead twig sticking out of the dish, she will spend an entire day scouring LA for that dead twig. And for a nice Catholic girl of Mexican heritage, she makes a better matzo ball soup than my Aunt Frida. I hate to eat at her house. You see, if I am at her house and hanging out in the kitchen while she is cooking, she will invariably turn to me and say, "Give me a hand, will you?" I don't cook. I really don't cook. If you are coming to my house right now and open my refrigerator, all you will find are 27 bottles of nail polish, several rolls of film, and batteries in every size, and, I believe, an onion. My sole kitchen tool is one serrated knife with a cracked handle and a blade bent slightly to the left. A tragedy that happened when I tried to slice frozen ice cream because I was too impatient for it to thaw enough to stick in a spoon. I never thought it was unusual to have only one knife until my foodie was over for dinner and wanted to help me out in the kitchen. Now I know what you're thinking, Sherry, if you don't cook, how can you have a friend over for dinner? Well, dining at my house can be a gourmet experience too, because I allow my guests to select their entire meal from my varied supply of takeout menus from some of the finest restaurants in town. So here we are in my kitchen. I was slicing a baguette. Yes, I know what that is. And my friend says, "Hand me a cheese knife and I will cut up the cheese." Cheese knife. I wonder what such a knife might look like. And seeing my blank stare, she says, "Oh, any knife will do." And I say, "Just a minute, I'll finish cutting the bread and rinse off the knife." "You only have one knife?" "Yes, I live alone. I can only cut one thing at a time. I only need one knife." Apparently, this is a slap in the face to a cook. My friend is incensed. What if you need to debone a chicken? What if you are filleting fish? What if you need to julienne carrots? I was somewhat surprised that she was noticeably raising her voice. After all, did she forget why she had to read a menu at my house if she wanted a meal? I felt an unexplained tightness in my chest, like the time my mother discovered that the unusual smell in my room wasn't a vanilla candle, but marijuana. A swirled feeling of embarrassment and indignance all at the same time. Well, can't you buy that stuff already deboned, filleted, and julienned, I offer? This is the person she turns to in her kitchen and says, give me a hand, will you? The same person who she once asked to rinse off lettuce using a salad spinner. Coming from a world where a salad comes in a bag, you can imagine that a salad spinner would seem nothing less than a contraption. For those of you like me who have limited experience with salad spinners, let me say in my defense that the pull handle on the salad spinner resembled the starter handle on my father's lawnmower, just enough as to suggest the same amount of force might be used to spin the salad as you would to start the lawnmower. I was wrong. Wrong in a way that teaches you to ensure the salad spinner lid is snapped on tightly before you take the lettuce for a spin. This last time I was at her house, my friend decides she's going to whip something up. All you foodies just love to whip something up, don't you? She decided to make creme brulee because she had just bought creme brulee dishes on a road trip we took to Las Vegas just so she could go to the Williams-Sonoma outlet store. Oh my God, they have creme brulee dishes, 4 for $10. Now, as I wrote this, I realized I couldn't even spell creme brulee and had to look it up in a dictionary. So after an hour of whipping, it took her an hour because in her frenzy of whipping something up, she was multitasking and decided to whip up a brisket as well. She poured a skillfully prepared custard mixture into the Las Vegas creme brulee dishes, sprinkled the top with the special sugar, put it in the fridge to set. A little while later, she removed the Williams-Sonoma creme brulee dishes from the fridge, and then she brought out this cute little shiny metal cylinder-shaped device. What is that used for, I wonder? She pulls out a lighter, and in an instant, a tiny blue flame emits from the kitchen blowtorch. A kitchen blowtorch. Yes, there is such a thing as a kitchen blowtorch. Then she utters 10 words which to this day are etched in my memory. Just run it over the sugar, I'll be right back. She hands me the lit kitchen blowtorch and walks out of the kitchen. Only 2 things occur to me at this moment. Oh, that's how they make that hard, crispy part. And I will burn this house down. Now, this may be a time to mention that I'm afraid of fire. Campfires, bonfires, fireplaces, whatever. Stems from the time I caught on fire, that's a whole other story altogether. Now, holding the torch of death, I casually notice that the severe trembling of my hand causes a blue flame to dance in a delightful way that says, I will hurt you. And then I think, I have a master's degree. I should be able to caramelize sugar. I am nothing if not ignorant of my shortcomings. And this is one instance where acting as if I can operate a kitchen blowtorch will not help me. Because apparently caramelizing sugar by hand requires technique. This is what I have learned, my on-the-job training, my OJT for the kitchen blowtorch. 1, you don't want to hold the blowtorch for too long in one spot, causing the sugar to burn into a molten black bubble resembling a poorly toasted marshmallow. 2, you don't want to try and scrape the burned toasted marshmallow off the custard because unlike toast, more than just a blackened surface will come off. 3, don't want to try and smooth out the crater you have just created in the lava flow of custard while the lit blowtorch is still in your hand. 4, you don't want to be too near the napkin holder during this procedure. Number 5, you don't want to hide the fact that the napkin holder is now on fire by distracting everyone in the kitchen with, "Oh gosh, I think the dog just farted." But number 6, you mostly don't ever again want to be in the kitchen when a foodie says, "Give me a hand, will you?" Thank you. Thank you very much. Come and party.